Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters in purpose, we are born into a world that operates in layers. There is the physical, what we see, hear, touch, and taste. But behind that veil is another realm just as real, just as active. A dimension where intentions speak louder than words, where energies collide, and where influence often wears the mask of coincidence. Today, I want to speak to you about something that many have sensed, but few have understood. Spiritual surveillance, a silent war waged in the unseen realm. There are forces in this world that do not want you to rise. They do not want you to see clearly, move freely, or grow boldly. And in their quest to limit you, to monitor you, they often disguise themselves in the most unlikely forms. They don't always show up as darkness, chaos, or noise. Sometimes they slither, flutter, or crawl. Let's talk about the 5 animals most commonly used by dark spiritual practitioners to track, monitor, and influence the energy in your life. These are not just animals, they are spiritual tools chosen because of their symbolic alignment with manipulation, deception, and spiritual espionage. 1. The cat, the silent watcher. Have you ever felt eyes on you, even when you're alone? The cat, especially when it appears uninvited or consistently crosses your path, is often used as a channel for observation. Its stillness hides its awareness. It is chosen for its ability to sit in plain sight and still see into the shadows. When the cat appears and something in your spirit feels off, don't ignore it. That's not just instinct, that's inner intelligence. 2. The owl, the messenger of the midnight realm. The owl doesn't just fly at night, it thrives in it. Used as a tool of remote vision, it symbolizes the capacity to see what is hidden from ordinary eyes. If you hear an owl consistently near your home or see one at strange hours, don't just marvel, fortify. Its symbolism is tied to insight, but when misused, it becomes a weapon of intrusion. 3. The bat, the cloaked observer. Bats move in frequencies the human ear cannot detect. They rely on echoes, just like those who manipulate energy rely on your emotional vibrations. If you're fearful, angry, or bitter, they hear it. They follow it. The presence of a bat, especially in unnatural places or ways, could indicate you're being tracked by emotional echoes you haven't yet resolved. 4. The snake, the spirit of deception, and control. Snakes are not always physical. They are symbols of strategy. They glide without sound and strike when least expected. Used often to monitor emotional vulnerability, the snake symbolizes the manipulation of one's path through subtle influence. When snakes appear repeatedly in your surroundings or dreams, do not panic. Prepare. Something or someone may be monitoring your emotional movements. 5. The crow or raven, the harbinger of discord. These birds aren't just scavengers. They are navigators of transition. Used by those who practice the dark arts to carry messages, invoke confusion, and observe progress. Their presence can mark the beginning of spiritual interference. Their call is not just noise, it's often a sign. A disruption before the disruption. Now you might ask, what do I do with this knowledge? How do I protect my home, my peace, and my purpose? Let me be very clear. Awareness is only the beginning. Real power is in consistent action. So I leave you with 6 essential principles that must become your daily spiritual discipline. 1. Elevate your energy daily. Your personal energy field is your first armor. Cleanse it through intentional silence, breath control, and conscious gratitude. High-frequency living disrupts low-frequency attacks. 2. Guard your emotional triggers. Spiritual manipulators feed off instability. Know your weaknesses, own your emotions, and neutralize reactions that open doors to influence. 3. Cleanse your space. Consistently use natural elements, salt, herbs, sound, and light, to remove stagnant energy. Just as you clean your home physically, you must purify it spiritually. 4. Be ruthless with what you entertain. Not every conversation is harmless. Not every movie, song, or image is neutral. What you watch, you invite. Be intentional with your inputs. 5. Practice nighttime protection rituals before sleep. Disconnect spiritually from the day. Speak words of protection into your space. Still your mind, visualize a shield around your home. The night is when surveillance increases. Don't go to sleep unguarded. 6. Build inner discipline and mental fortitude. Weak minds are easily accessed. Your habits, focus, and inner dialogue must be strong. Repeat affirmations of power. Move with structure. Develop mental clarity. No force can override a mind that is centered, calm, and conscious. My friends, the animals themselves are not your enemies. They are tools in a greater game. Your job is not to fear them, but to decode the message, shift your energy, and secure your life with daily alignment. This world is not only physical. Those who succeed are those who master both the seen and unseen. Today, choose to be untrackable. Choose to become invisible to negative influence, not by hiding, but by shining so brightly that darkness cannot comprehend you. Every day you wake up, you are given a new chance. A fresh start, a blank page to write something better, to move forward, to grow stronger, and to live with more power. But many people go into each day already feeling tired, heavy, or anxious. They wake up and carry yesterday's problems, last week's arguments, or old wounds. When you start your day that way, you are already giving your energy away before you even begin. What you must understand is this: your energy is your power. It is not just how strong your body feels, but how clear your mind is, how calm your heart is, and how peaceful your spirit becomes. Your energy affects everything around you. It changes how you speak to people, how people react to you, what kind of opportunities you attract, and what kind of situations you fall into. If your energy is low, dark, or weak, you will draw in more of the same. But if your energy is high, positive, and clean, you will become like a magnet for peace, growth, and good people. So how do you raise your energy every day? It starts the moment you wake up. The first few minutes of your morning are like setting the direction of a ship. If you let the outside world take control, like checking your phone, reading bad news, or thinking about problems, you are handing your day over to something else. But if you start with silence, with deep breaths, with a moment to say thank you, even if nothing seems perfect yet, you are beginning your day with power. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to lift your energy. When you stop and think of 3 things you are thankful for, no matter how small, it reminds your mind to focus on what is good. That small act can begin to break negative patterns. It's not magic, it's real. Your thoughts carry weight, and when you focus on what is good, you begin to feel lighter, stronger, and more balanced. Another important part of raising your energy is movement. You don't need to go to the gym or do something hard. Just move, stretch your body, go for a short walk, dance in your room, shake off the tension. The body holds on to energy, both good and bad. If you never move, you never release. Movement clears the pathway between your body and your mind. It helps you think better, feel better, and let go of old stress. Your energy also comes from the kind of things you feed your mind. Be careful what you watch. Be careful what you listen to. Be careful what you talk about. Every video, song, message, and conversation carries a certain feeling. Some things lift you up. Some things pull you down. Notice how you feel after watching certain things. Do you feel hopeful or heavy? Inspired or angry? If something leaves you feeling worse, it is not for you. Your spirit is telling you that your energy is too valuable for that kind of input. Even the people you spend time with have an effect on your energy. Some people leave you feeling more alive, more focused, more confident. Others make you doubt yourself, complain constantly, or bring unnecessary drama. Learn to notice the difference. You don't have to cut everyone off, but you can create space. You can decide what you allow into your mental and emotional space. This is not selfish. It is survival. If your energy is always under attack, how can you grow? Protecting your energy is a form of self-respect. One of the most powerful ways to lift your energy is through silence and stillness. Take 5 or 10 minutes each day to just sit quietly. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, let your mind slow down. You do not have to empty your mind. Just let the noise pass. When you learn to sit with yourself in silence, you start to hear what your deeper self is saying. That quiet voice inside you knows what you need, but you can't hear it if your world is always loud. Another important step is to forgive. Let go of things you've been holding onto, not for them, for you. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing not to let the pain control you anymore. When you hold anger, hate, or resentment, it drains your energy slowly, like a leak in a tire. You may not notice it at first, but over time, it leaves you empty. Forgiveness patches that hole. It gives your energy back to you. Your energy is also affected by how well you take care of your body. Eat foods that make you feel clean and strong. Drink water, get enough sleep. These things may seem simple, but they are powerful. A tired body leads to a tired mind. A weak body allows stress to take over. You don't have to be perfect, just be aware. Small choices every day make a big difference over time. Lastly, speak life into yourself. The words you say to yourself each day are like seeds. If you speak doubt, fear, or negativity, that's what grows. But if you speak strength, peace, and possibility, you create space for new growth. Say things like, I am strong, I choose peace, I will rise above this. Even if you don't fully believe it at first, say it anyway. Over time, those words take root. They become part of who you are. Raising your energy is not something you do once. It is a daily discipline. Like cleaning your home or taking a shower, it must become part of your life. You don't do it because something is wrong. You do it because you respect yourself. You do it because you know your energy affects your future, your relationships, and your inner peace. When you take time each day to protect and lift your energy, you become harder to shake. You become more focused, more grounded, and more aware. You stop reacting to everything. You start choosing how to respond. You stop feeling lost. You start feeling guided. So tomorrow, when you wake up, choose not to rush. Choose not to carry yesterday's weight. Instead, take a moment, breathe, be thankful, move, smile, sit in silence. Speak something good over your life. Then step into your day like you were made for it, because you were. Your energy is your responsibility, and when you raise it, everything else rises with you. Every person in the world feels emotions. Happiness, sadness, anger, fear, love, pain. All of these are part of life. Emotions are not bad. They are signals. They tell us how we feel about something, and they help us connect with others. But sometimes, emotions can also be used against us, especially when we don't understand them, or when we let them control us. There are certain moments, words, situations, or people that can cause a strong emotional reaction in us. These are called emotional triggers. A trigger is something that touches a deep place inside of you, often connected to a past experience, memory, or wound. When it gets touched, you react strongly, sometimes without thinking clearly. When someone says something and you suddenly feel angry, or when something happens and you feel sad or anxious very quickly, that's a trigger. It pulls your energy and focus away from the present moment. You might find yourself repeating the same argument, feeling the same pain, or reacting in a way that surprises even you. That is the power of a trigger. It doesn't just affect your feelings. It affects your thoughts, your decisions, and even your health if it happens often. If you don't learn how to guard these emotional triggers, you give other people the power to control how you feel, how you behave, and what kind of energy you carry throughout the day. When you are emotionally triggered, you are not really choosing your reaction. You are repeating a pattern. And if people around you know how to push those buttons, they can influence your emotions without you even realizing it. This is how emotional manipulation works. It happens in relationships, families, workplaces, and even in spiritual attacks. People or forces that want to disturb your peace often use your own emotions against you. To guard your emotional triggers, the first step is to become aware of them. You need to pay attention to your reactions. When do you feel a sudden rush of anger? What situations make you feel small, weak, or helpless? Which people cause you to feel nervous, defensive, or sad without clear reason? Start noticing those moments. Don't judge yourself, just observe. This will help you understand where the trigger is coming from. Many triggers come from past experiences that were painful or confusing. Maybe someone made you feel not good enough. Maybe you were hurt by betrayal or rejection. Maybe you grew up in an environment where you had to hide your emotions. These experiences create emotional wounds, and when a similar situation happens again in your life, that wound gets touched. Once you begin to see your triggers, the next step is to create space between the trigger and your reaction. This means learning how to pause. When something upsets you or touches a nerve, take a deep breath. Don't speak too quickly. Don't act without thinking. Just breathe and observe. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is this reaction about the present moment, or is it something deeper from my past? When you learn to pause and reflect, you take back control. You begin to respond, not just react. This is how you protect your inner space. Another important part of guarding your emotional triggers is learning to heal the places inside of you where the pain started. This takes time. It means being honest with yourself. You may need to sit in silence and face memories you have avoided. You may need to cry, to write, or to speak to someone you trust. Healing does not mean forgetting. It means accepting what happened, releasing the pain, and choosing to grow stronger from it. When you heal a wound, the trigger loses its power. The same situation may still happen, but it won't shake you in the same way. You will feel the emotion, but you will be able to stay calm, focused, and clear-minded. It is also important to be careful about who you share your emotions with. Not everyone around you has good intentions. Some people want to know what upsets you so they can use it later. Some people enjoy making others feel small. This is why you must build emotional boundaries. You don't have to explain everything you feel. You don't have to react to every negative comment. Learn to keep some things to yourself. Protect your emotional world like you protect your home. Let only trusted people in. Spending time alone is also helpful in learning how to guard your triggers. When you spend time with yourself in quiet moments, you start to understand your emotions better. You begin to see what lifts you up and what brings you down. This self-awareness makes you stronger. You don't need to run from your feelings. You just need to understand them, manage them, and keep them in balance. Emotions are like waves. They come and go. You can feel them without letting them take over your life. Another way to protect your emotional triggers is to develop daily habits that keep you grounded. This can include breathing exercises, listening to calming music, walking in nature, or writing down your thoughts. These small daily actions help you stay centered. When your emotions are balanced, you are less likely to be pushed around by triggers. You become harder to disturb, and people will notice your strength. Your energy becomes peaceful but powerful. That kind of energy protects you from negative influence. It is also helpful to speak positive words to yourself. Remind yourself that you are not your pain, you are not your past, you are not your anger, you are not your fear, you are something deeper. Speak words of strength when you feel weak. Speak words of peace when your mind is troubled. Your words are powerful tools. Use them to lift yourself when emotions try to pull you down. Sometimes people will try to make you feel bad for being sensitive, but being sensitive is not a weakness. It is a gift. It means you feel deeply, but that gift must be managed with wisdom. You can feel without losing control. You can care without being used. You can love without forgetting to love yourself. Every day you are given a choice. Will you allow old wounds to control your new day, or will you choose to take your power back? Will you be a slave to emotional patterns, or will you learn to master them? You don't have to get it perfect. Just take one step at a time. The more you practice, the stronger you become. Over time, the things that used to trigger you will no longer control you. They will become reminders of how far you've come. Protecting your emotions is not about building walls. It's about building wisdom. It's about knowing yourself, respecting your journey, and choosing peace over reaction. When you guard your emotional triggers, you protect your spirit. And when your spirit is protected, your whole life becomes more stable, more focused, and more free. Your home is not just a place where you sleep and eat. It is a space that holds your energy, your emotions, your thoughts, and your memories. Every time you walk through your front door, the energy you bring in stays there. If you are happy and calm, the space starts to feel light and peaceful. If you are stressed, angry, or sad, the space begins to feel heavy and tense. Over time, these emotional and mental states build up in the air, in the walls, in the corners, and in the atmosphere. That is why it is so important to clean your space, not just with soap and water, but with energy and intention. Sometimes you may walk into a room and feel uncomfortable, even though nothing is wrong. Other times, you may be in your own house but feel tired, anxious, or irritated for no clear reason. These feelings are signs that the energy in your space is off, balance, or blocked. Even if the house looks clean, the invisible energy can still affect your mood, your sleep, your focus, and your peace of mind. That is why cleansing your space regularly is not just a good idea. It is necessary for your emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. When you clean your space physically, you remove dirt, dust, and clutter. When you clean your space energetically, you remove tension, negativity, and leftover emotions that may not even be yours. You may have had guests who brought in stress. You may have argued with someone in a certain room. You may have cried on your bed, worried in your kitchen, or felt fear near your doorway. All of that emotion leaves an imprint. You may not see it, but you can feel it. Cleansing your space begins with your own mindset. You must be fully present when you do it. You do not need expensive tools or rituals. What matters most is your intention and your focus. When you clean with the intention of restoring peace, light, and clarity, you are already shifting the energy. Begin by opening windows to let fresh air in. Fresh air moves energy. It pushes out the old and brings in the new. It is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to reset the feeling in your home. You can also use natural elements to help cleanse the energy around you. For example, lighting a candle can bring warmth and focus to the space. The soft flame reminds you to slow down and center yourself. You can use clean water to wipe down surfaces with care and calmness. Add a few drops of natural oil, like lemon or lavender, to help lift the mood. Sound is another tool that works well. Playing gentle music, ringing a bell, or clapping your hands in each room can break up heavy energy and wake up the space. Another powerful method is to walk through your home slowly and speak words of peace, safety, and clarity into each room. You can say things like, "Let this space be filled with calm," or "Let all confusion leave this room." Speak with confidence and kindness. Your voice is energy. When you speak with purpose, your words help clear the atmosphere. Your home listens to you. The walls, the floor, the air. They all respond to your presence and your vibration. Pay attention to the corners of your rooms. Energy often gets stuck in corners because it has nowhere else to go. That is why those areas may feel colder or heavier. Clean them carefully. Use a cloth to wipe the edges. Use your hands to gently wave energy outward. Imagine pushing any tension out of the house. Use your breath to guide the process. Take deep, slow breaths. Exhale with the feeling of release. Inhale with the feeling of renewal. Keep your home simple and clear. Too many items in a small space can create mental noise. Clutter is not just a physical problem. It is an energetic one. It blocks the flow of peace and focus. Let go of things you no longer use or love. Give them away. Throw them out. Make space. Space invites clarity. Space invites new things to come in. When your home is clear, your mind becomes clearer too. Your bed, your kitchen, your work area. Each of these places has its own energy. Your bed holds the energy of your thoughts before sleep. Your kitchen holds the energy of how you feed yourself and others. Your work area holds the energy of your goals and your stress. Visit each area with awareness. Clean it not just with your hands, but with your heart. Smile as you do it. Bless it with good thoughts. Even folding clothes can be a moment of mindfulness. These simple acts turn into powerful rituals when done with love and attention. Cleansing your space is also about protecting it from unwanted energy. That means being aware of what you allow in. Be careful with the kind of conversations that happen in your home. Too much arguing, complaining, or gossip can fill the air with low energy. Be kind with your words. Choose music, shows, and activities that feel uplifting. Don't let your home be a dumping ground for negative energy from the outside world. Make it a place of rest and strength. After a stressful day, don't just come home and collapse. Take a few moments to reset the energy. Change your clothes, wash your hands and face, light a candle, or sit in silence for a moment. Let the noise of the outside world stay at the door. Invite calm into your space with intention. Even if you live in a shared space or with people who don't believe in energy cleansing, you can still protect your corner, clean your bed, keep your area clear, speak peace into your personal space. You don't need permission to bring light where you live. Your quiet effort is enough. Make cleansing your space a regular habit, not just something you do when things feel bad. The more you do it, the more you will feel the difference. Your home will feel lighter, you will sleep better, you will think more clearly, you will be able to hear your own inner voice again. Your space reflects your inner world. When your space is peaceful, your mind becomes peaceful. When your space is filled with light, your spirit becomes stronger. Do not wait for things to get heavy before you take action. Be consistent. Be mindful. Take small steps every day to keep your space fresh, safe, and full of good energy. Your home is more than a building. It is your sanctuary. It is the place where your spirit rests, grows, and heals. Keep it clean, not just on the outside, but in every corner of its energy. When you take care of your space takes care of you. Every day, from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to sleep, you are taking things in. You take in words, ideas, images, conversations, thoughts, emotions, and sounds. Everything you see, hear, think about, and focus on becomes part of your mental and emotional world. What you allow into your mind shapes the way you feel, the way you act, and the kind of energy you carry with you. That is why it is so important to be very careful, ruthless even, about what you allow yourself to take in and entertain. Being ruthless does not mean being harsh. It means being firm. It means knowing that your mind, your heart, and your space are too valuable to be filled with anything that weakens you. Just like you would not let garbage pile up in your living room, you should not let harmful or useless things pile up in your thoughts. Every time you accept something into your inner world, it either helps you grow or it slowly pulls you down. There is no middle ground. Every thought, every word, and every image carries a message. That message either strengthens your peace or steals it. In today's world, there is no shortage of things competing for your attention. You are surrounded by voices, on the TV, the phone, the internet, even in daily conversations. Some of these voices bring wisdom, motivation, and calm. Others bring fear, confusion, and doubt. If you are not careful, your mind becomes a sponge that absorbs everything around it without stopping to ask, is this good for me? Is this useful to my purpose? Is this what I want to become part of me? Being ruthless means asking those questions often. It means filtering your attention. For example, think about what you watch. If a movie, a video, or a show makes you feel anxious, angry, or numb afterward, why are you watching it? What is it adding to your life? If a song fills your head with dark thoughts or negative feelings, why are you listening to it again and again? If a post on social media makes you compare yourself and feel small or not enough, why do you keep going back to it? Many people feed their minds with harmful things and then wonder why they feel weak or confused. The truth is, what you feed grows. If you feed your mind fear, fear will grow. If you feed it peace, peace will grow. You cannot expect clarity from a mind full of clutter. You cannot expect joy from a heart full of noise. If you want to be strong on the inside, you must be strong about what you allow in. You also need to pay attention to the people around you. The people you talk to often have great influence over your emotions and your thoughts. If someone always brings gossip, negativity, or drama into your life, you must ask yourself if it's worth it. If someone is always complaining or pulling you into arguments, You must choose whether their energy belongs in your space. Being ruthless doesn't mean you don't care about others. It means you care enough about yourself to protect your peace. Sometimes the hardest part is not the outside voices. It's the inner ones. Many of us have thoughts we repeat to ourselves without even noticing. Thoughts like I'm not good enough, or things will never change, or no one understands me. These are not just passing thoughts. They are ideas that shape how we see ourselves and the world. If you entertain these thoughts often, they become beliefs. And if you believe them, you act in ways that keep you stuck. You must train your mind to notice those thoughts when they show up. Don't let them sit in your head and grow roots. Don't argue with them. Just recognize that they do not serve you and choose not to entertain them. Replace them with thoughts that lift you up, that give you strength, and that remind you of your power to choose a better way. One of the best ways to become more ruthless with what you entertain is to give yourself moments of stillness. When your mind is always busy, it's hard to notice what's going on inside. But when you slow down, even for a few minutes, you begin to hear what your thoughts are really saying. You begin to feel what your emotions are really holding. That awareness helps you make better choices about what you want to allow in and what you need to let go of. It's also helpful to set simple daily habits that keep your mental and emotional space clean. You can start your day with a few minutes of silence, a deep breath, or a clear intention. Throughout the day, pause and ask yourself, is this conversation helping me? Is this thought useful? Is this activity building me or draining me? These small questions can have a big impact over time. They help you stay awake and aware instead of living on autopilot. Being ruthless about what you entertain is not about living in fear or shutting everything out. It is about being strong enough to say no to what does not help you grow. It is about knowing that your time, your attention, and your energy are your most valuable tools. And like any valuable tool, they must be protected. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you do not guard it, weeds will grow. If you are not careful with the seeds you plant, you will not like the harvest you get. But if you are mindful, if you plant good seeds and pull out the weeds quickly, your garden will be a place of peace, beauty, and strength. That is the kind of inner space you want to live in. Every day, you have the power to choose what you accept and what you reject. You are not a victim of your environment. You are the gatekeeper of your thoughts, your emotions, and your focus. Stand at the gate with strength. Be kind, but be firm. Let in only what lifts, heals, or teaches. Close the door to anything that drains, distracts, or destroys. This is not selfish. It is wise. Your life becomes a reflection of what you entertain. If you want a life that feels clear, balanced, and strong, you must first build a mind that reflects those same things. So guard it with care. Choose with awareness and never forget. You have the right and the power to say, this does not belong in me. That is how you become truly free. The time before you go to sleep is one of the most important moments of your day. It is the last part of your day, and it sets the tone for your night and even your next morning. Many people do not pay much attention to what they do before bed, but this time is powerful. It is a doorway between the world of activity and the world of rest. What you do, think, and feel before you sleep stays with you. It enters your dreams, your mind, and your energy. That is why it is so important to protect yourself at night with intention and care. At night, your body rests, but your mind and your spirit continue to work. You are more open, more sensitive, and more connected to the unseen. This is also the time when negative energy can try to enter your space, through your thoughts, through your dreams, or through the energy that may still be in your room. Practicing a protection ritual before bed helps you clear out all the noise, fear, and tension that may have built up during the day. It helps you let go of what does not belong to you and keep your space clean, calm, and safe while you sleep. Nighttime rituals do not have to be complicated. What matters is that they are done with intention. Even small actions can create a strong shield if done with focus and care. One of the first things you can do is clear your physical space. A messy or chaotic room holds the energy of the day. It can keep your mind restless and make it harder to relax. Before you sleep, take a few minutes to tidy up your room. Put things in their place. Fold your clothes. Turn off bright lights. Bring in calm and order. Next, pay attention to your energy. If you've had a stressful day or been around a lot of people, your body may feel tense and your thoughts may still be spinning. Don't take that stress to bed with you. Take a few moments to sit quietly and breathe deeply. With each breath, feel yourself releasing the weight of the day. Inhale calm. Exhale everything that is not yours to carry. If you feel heavy emotions, like sadness, fear, anger, or worry, acknowledge them, then gently tell them, "You are not coming with me into my sleep." Using water is also a powerful way to protect yourself at night. You can wash your face or take a warm shower before bed. Water helps you remove energy that has attached to you during the day. Imagine the water carrying away everything that is not yours. Any tension, any worry, any negative thoughts. Let the water cleanse not just your body, but your energy too. As you dry off, imagine yourself covered in calm, clean light. You can also create a personal signal that tells your body and mind it's time to release and rest. This can be lighting a candle, turning on soft music, or even saying a short phrase that brings you peace. These actions become symbols. They tell your energy that it's time to shift into protection and stillness. You can even gently rub your hands together and place them over your heart or forehead. This small act of touch brings awareness to your body and helps calm your nervous system. Before bed, it's very helpful to avoid negative input. That means turning off upsetting news, scary shows, or loud conversations. What you feed your mind just before sleep enters your subconscious. If you go to bed filled with fear or stress, your dreams may carry that. Your rest may be disturbed. Instead, feed your mind with peace. You can think of something good that happened during your day. You can give thanks for small things. Gratitude is a strong protector. It pushes out fear and invites peace. It is also powerful to speak protection over yourself. This does not have to be complicated. You can simply say words like, "I am safe," or "Nothing harmful is allowed in my space," or "Only calm and clear energy is welcome here tonight." Speak it with strength and clarity. Say it until you feel it. Your words carry power. They create a vibration that pushes away anything that is not good for you. Speak as if you are placing a shield of calm around your body, your room, and your dreams. Some people like to imagine a soft light covering them like a blanket. This light can be any color that makes you feel safe. You can picture it around your bed, your windows, and your door. This light is not just in your imagination. It is your energy, shaped by your focus and belief. When you hold that image with calm and confidence, it becomes real in the space around you. If you feel like something is not right in your space, if you sense heaviness, tension, or discomfort, you can gently clap your hands, make a sound, or wave your arms through the air to break up the energy. You can open a window for a few minutes to let in fresh air. You can even walk through your room and say, "All heavy energy must leave now." Do this with calm, not fear. You are in control of your space. You do not need to be afraid. You just need to be clear. Nighttime is also a good time to connect with your inner self. You can ask yourself, "What did I learn today? What am I holding that I no longer need?" These small questions help you process the day and let go of what doesn't serve you. When you go to sleep with a clear mind and heart, your dreams become healing, your sleep becomes deep, your spirit rests fully. Protecting yourself at night is not just about defense. It is also about preparing your space for growth, healing, and insight. Your dreams are more than just stories. They are messages, signals, and reflections. When your space is clear, those messages come through more easily. When you are protected, you can wake up feeling lighter, stronger, and more focused. Make nighttime protection a daily habit, not just something you do when you feel afraid. The more consistent you are, the stronger your energy becomes. Over time, your space will begin to hold that protection even when you are not thinking about it. You will feel it when you walk into your room. Others will feel it too. The night is not something to fear. It is a powerful time to reset, to reflect, and to renew. When you end your day with care, you begin your next day with strength. You do not need complex tools or rituals, just awareness, intention, and love for your well-being. Every small act you take in those final moments before sleep is a gift to yourself. Give it daily, protect your peace, guard your space, and rest deeply, knowing you are safe, clear, and in control. To move forward in life and protect your peace, you must become strong on the inside. It is not enough to have goals, dreams, or even good habits. Without inner discipline and mental strength, you will find yourself starting and stopping, rising and falling, winning for a moment, and then falling back into old patterns. Inner discipline and mental strength are not just about being tough. They are about training yourself to do what is right even when it is hard, uncomfortable, or unclear. Inner discipline begins with small decisions. Every time you say no to something that weakens you or yes to something that strengthens you, you are building that muscle. It does not happen all at once. It is built slowly through daily practice. You train yourself not once in a while, but every day. You train by choosing to wake up when you feel like sleeping longer. You train by finishing a task even when you feel tired. You train by staying calm when everything around you wants you to panic. That is how discipline is built, choice by choice. Mental strength is not about never feeling pain or fear. It is about learning how to feel pain or fear without allowing them to control you. It is about staying steady when life becomes unpredictable. Many people are strong when things go their way, but fall apart when things go wrong. Building mental strength means you become a person who can handle discomfort, delay, and pressure without giving up or losing yourself. This kind of strength comes from within, not from what you have or what others say. One of the ways to build inner discipline is to create a daily routine and stick to it. It doesn't need to be complex. It could be waking up at the same time each day, doing a small activity that centers you, and avoiding distractions when it's time to focus. The more you follow your own routine, the more confident and clear you become. You begin to trust yourself, and when you trust yourself, you don't have to depend on motivation or perfect conditions. You act because you said you would, not because you feel like it. Another part of inner discipline is controlling your thoughts. Your mind is a tool. If you don't control it, it will control you. Negative thoughts, doubt, fear, and confusion are like weeds. If you let them grow, they will take over. But if you catch them early and replace them with better thoughts, you stay strong. This is not about pretending everything is fine. It's about choosing what you focus on. It's about reminding yourself that even if the world outside feels chaotic, you can still choose your inner state. Mental strength also comes from learning to be patient. In today's world, everyone wants quick results, but anything that lasts takes time. Whether it's building your health, your career, your peace, or your relationships, it all requires consistency. And consistency is only possible when you develop patience. Patience is not passive. It is quiet power. It means you keep moving forward even if results take longer than expected. You understand that real strength is not in rushing, but in staying steady. A big part of mental strength is learning how to manage emotions. Emotions are powerful, they are not bad, but when you let emotions make your decisions, they can pull you away from what is good for you. For example, anger may make you say something you regret. Sadness may make you give up too early. Fear may stop you from trying. That's why you must train yourself to pause. Feel the emotion, breathe. Ask yourself, what is the right thing to do now? Then act from a place of calm, not reaction. It also helps to set boundaries. Mental strength means knowing your limits and respecting your own need. If you say yes to everything and everyone, you will burn out. If you allow others to drain your energy or cross your lines, you will feel weak and resentful. But when you say, no, this is not okay, or I need space to think, or I am not available for this energy, you protect your inner peace. You show yourself that your well-being matters. This builds trust and strength within. Another way to grow your inner discipline is by doing hard things on purpose. Choose one thing every day that challenges you. It could be waking up early, doing something you've been avoiding, having a tough conversation, or spending time in silence without distractions. These small acts train your willpower. The more often you do what is uncomfortable but good for you, the easier it becomes. You begin to see yourself as someone who follows through no matter how they feel. Taking care of your body is also important. Physical strength supports mental strength. When your body is healthy, your mind becomes clearer. Movement, even a little bit each day, helps release stress and sharpen your focus. Eating well and sleeping enough also help you stay balanced. These are not just health habits. They are signs of discipline. They show that you respect yourself and are willing to do what it takes to stay strong. One of the most powerful things you can do is spend time in silence each day. Just a few minutes of quiet, without noise or distraction, can reset your mind. In that stillness, you hear your own voice more clearly. You understand what really matters and what is just noise. You come back to your center. Silence is where your inner strength grows. You also need to watch the people you spend time with. If you surround yourself with people who are lazy, negative, or careless, their energy will weaken yours. But if you stay close to people who are focused, calm, and clear, they will inspire you to stay on your path. Choose your company wisely. Protect your focus like it's gold, because it is. To build inner discipline and mental strength, you must believe that you are worth the effort. You must believe that you are capable of change. You must remind yourself that each day is a chance to get stronger, not by force, but by small, repeated actions. Even if you fall, even if you get tired, you stand up again and keep going. That is real strength. No one becomes mentally strong overnight. It is not something you are born with. It is something you build step by step, day by day. You build it when you stop running from discomfort. You build it when you choose truth over lies, calm over chaos, progress over comfort. You build it when you learn to guide your mind instead of letting your emotions take over. You are not weak just because you have struggled. Strength is not the absence of pain. It is the decision to rise again. It is the choice to stay the course, and that choice is always in your hands. So keep showing up for yourself. Keep doing the small things. Keep saying yes to growth. And one day, you will look back and realize that you have become unshakable, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. So as you move forward from this moment, remember this. Your greatest battles will not be with the world outside, but with the thoughts inside your own mind. Your most important victories won't be seen by others. They will happen quietly, in the way you choose to rise after failure, in the way you choose to stay calm in chaos, in the way you show up for yourself even when no one is watching. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to have all the answers. What you need is the willingness to keep going, to train your mind like a warrior trains their body, to trust your inner voice even when the noise around you is loud. And most of all, to believe that the small things you do every day, your routines, your boundaries, your choices, are shaping you into someone unshakable. Inner discipline is not built in comfort. Mental strength is not found in easy days. But both are earned by the ones who are willing to keep going when it's hard. Be one of those people. Become the kind of person who stands tall, not because life is easy, but because you are deeply rooted within yourself. Protect your peace, choose your focus, respect your path, and know that everything you are building within will show itself in everything you become on the outside. This is your time. This is your path. And you are ready